Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Get Reelisms podcast. I'm Adam Chase Rennie.
And I'm Christine Chen.
And I'm Reece Roark.
Listen
Yay.
to that, ladies and gentlemen. We got a special guest. First time in a couple of weeks, Mr.
Yes.
Reece Roark. What's happening, dude?
Man, living the dream.
Living that director's dream, too, and Propmaster dream as well.
Yes, double
Reece was
dipping.
in the LA Film Prize, Christine.
I know. It's really exciting. I get to watch all the films virtually since I will not be in town, unfortunately, to watch the film prize because I will be in Virginia in my dorm.
In your Norwegian bunk bed dorm.
In my dorm.
That's like freshman dorm there.
Yeah, no, it is. So to give context, everybody. So, because I'm sure some people are just listening. I am standing in a dorm at VCU Rice. So I believe the term is Virginia Commonwealth University, but it's not even their main campus. It's like for people who study wildlife and forestry. So it's in the middle of the woods, an hour from civilization. And it's totally like an undergrad dorm. Got bunk beds. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 in here, but I get the whole room to myself, which is really nice. But I have to sleep with a mosquito net because there are giant spiders that come and sleep with you at night. So
Ooh, I almost spit my coffee. That
dude,
sucks.
our PA showed us a picture of this giant wolf spider that's climbing on his mosquito net, like so big that they've named Frankie. Yeah.
I mean, at least they're naming that, so there's a little bit of comedy, but good grief.
Well, that was the thing, was their the way that they're dealing with this emotionally is to name the spiders so that they are more personified and that they're friends instead of foes. So
Then you feel more betrayed when they bite you.
Yeah, exactly. You just get this big old welt and you're like, dude,
yeah, it could totally
It's like,
backfire.
dude,
I can totally see that.
the disrespect, spiders.
Frankie, God damn you. Why'd you bite me? Who told you to do that?
So along with making friends with spiders, Christine, what's happening on set? Are you working right now, or are you still in pre?
Technically today's not an off day and I'm still working.
It's not, and it's Sunday. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Our off days are tomorrow. So Monday and Tuesday are our off days. The reason for that is because most of the filming locations, it's easier for them. They prefer it to be on the weekends, you know? And so at least for this, we were just shooting on some campus locations and students are learning during the weekdays. So they needed the option of having the weekends available to shoot. So that's why we are off on Mondays and Tuesdays. So right after we are done with our 2 other meetings. So I was late because I had a department head meeting. And then after this, I have a whole crew meeting. And then we are going to go to some place named Urbana. I've never been, but apparently Nikki's family lives there. So that's where we'll be spending our weekend.
Nikki. We know Nikki.
Yeah, we do.
Our Nikki?
Yeah, our
Nikki.
Nikki. Yeah, so Nikki and Carly are both here with me.
Jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, where
they'll
are
be
they
fun.
right now? Have them pop
They're
by.
in the other room. Actually, I'll I'm gonna text them.
See if they want to pop in and say. Yeah, they can say hi to Reese. They don't want to say hi to me.
Let me see here. Yeah, let me get them I'm gonna text them to swing by in here. I have to open my door, so let me stand by.
Well, for context, Reese, she's going to be on a shoot in Virginia. That's going to last. It's a feature, Christine. That's 30 days.
No. So the 30-day one is a different feature, but this is a feature. It's for 15 days.
15.
Yeah, 15. I'm going to tell Carly as well. Carly.
But so she's going to be on this shoot, and this is the second time she's been in Virginia too.
Second time.
She's a traveling lady, Reese. Christine,
I've been a nomad. Actually, I looked into RVs. I really want one now.
You should.
I'm gonna let me open the door so that it can.
Oh,
they're
imagine the
coming,
podcast studio you can get.
They're coming. They're coming. Oh God. All right. Say hi to Reese.
Texting us.
Oh my gosh.
Miss you guys.
Yes, they're all coming. But yeah, no, Nikki is doing. Let me put it on here. Nikki's doing the walkies right now.
So she's done.
Yeah, I'm done.
We killed it.
Yeah.
Did you tell them that you overscheduled yourself?
Yeah, I double booked myself.
I was like, how is she simultaneously doing a podcast?
45 minutes late. It's not that big of a deal.
I got confused with the time zones too.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That hour is crazy.
Yeah. It's what time is it here? 3:20. It's 3:30 p.m. here, but it's what 2:30 p.m. where you guys are at?
It's 2:30.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, congrats on Film Prize, Reese.
Yes,
That's
you're
badass.
awesome.
Thank you. I'm
That's
excited.
so great. And like Zoe too, that's so
Right,
awesome.
yeah. But
Yeah,
I'll
she's
have the
gonna get
link,
to
so
come.
we'll all be able to watch it.
Yeah,
Let's
we wanna
watch
watch it.
Ooh, let's watch it.
You need tickets? Discount tickets?
Just got tickets.
Maybe. Yeah. When is it?
In like 2 weeks.
October.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's towards the end of our second week.
That could work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
You guys are working on the weekend.
Yeah.
Our weekend's Monday and Tuesday.
So we're off after this. We're trying to like get off.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh my gosh.
I had to force Christine to leave her computer here yesterday, and she had so much anxiety about it. She's like, hold on, I need to export 10 things, and I just need to make sure it's all right. Like, I don't want to leave it.
They told me they
I
were
get
leaving
it.
like 2 hours, like before they actually got there. I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait like at least 3 hours till I go to the restaurant to meet you guys. Like, you're not there yet.
Absolutely. When you're on Christine time, it's gonna add another 30 more minutes, and then
She
Yeah.
likes
and
to
then you're
pretend
good.
that she waits on me. But then she's
Right.
also like, but I'm exporting. You're changing 20 times, but I'm still working and I'm getting laundry also.
Right. Yeah.
She's more productive than me in that time, to be fair, but I could be ready sooner. So
I could be ready sooner, but somehow it's still my fault for what I
Yeah,
was. I don't know
always.
how.
we
I have
laughed
no
at you.
idea how. She's just like, well, you're a pothead, so I don't know. You're late all the time, and I'm just like, that doesn't apply. That doesn't apply.
Ever.
We decided we're full married now. We have a shared national parks pass.
We do have a shared national park.
It literally has both of our names on it.
We're in a common law
I'm
marriage.
jealous. Yes,
And then Nikki's our mutual mistress.
yeah, it's always the mistress.
Well, you do need an RV
That's
now.
what I need her.
Francis, where you at?
Yeah. Call us.
Haven't heard from you in a while.
You guys do need an RV. Good grief.
All right, bye
I'm
guys.
also
I'll
gonna
talk to you
bounce
later.
out.
Bye, campers.
Nikki, get on the podcast soon.
Bye.
Okay.
Well, I'll make her do it at some point.
Carly, get back on the podcast soon, please.
Do you want any like fun drinks or anything? I'm going to the gas station.
Oh yeah.
I'll just
Just
grab you
get her
whatever.
She's a
started.
bull rider.
Bull rock.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get back. Great seeing
Okay.
you guys.
Good seeing you.
Great
Carly.
seeing you, Carly.
It was like a nice Erzulie reunion.
Yeah. Love you both.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
We gotta do all the work so we can get out of here.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, guys. I mean, gets crazy. Little Erzulie reunion. Well, I guess we can talk to Reese about how he hasn't been on the podcast. We could talk about the Erzulie experience.
Yeah.
Um,
He's like, I was trying to forget.
I was trying to get away from that experience, you guys. I don't know why we're talking about it now. And I hate
But
to
yeah,
bring up
no,
the past, Reese, but
I am
if you
interested
may.
because this was, I mean, when you first got the script, I personally had no clue that it was so heavy art, but it was because it's so many common objects, and so it's like, oh, like it's totally just the cooler and some stuff in the cooler. It's like no big deal, but then you add it all up, and the list is like really, really, really huge. So I guess tell us about like what your process is whenever you get a giant ass script that's difficult.
Oh, well, it really wasn't that difficult for props, except we didn't have a special effects team. So there's a lot of props that we had to do lighting gags with and make fake guts and bloody things like that, which I saw that, to me, it was an opportunity to expand what I know how to do and just figure out, solutions to these things. So that was the biggest thing for me with props, is getting to do things that normally I wouldn't get to do. I say, here, I have this special effects team. It needs to light up, and they take, or, the electrics take care of that. So it was fun figuring that out. It was neat every time a new script would come out, that the props, the hero props in the script would become more and more of a story point, which is exciting. So that meant I could give more attention to detail to these things, because they really, are a big part of, creating the spell and the conjuring and those things, like making sure that, those things help tell the story the way they're now a huge part of the script.
What for you was the hardest hero prop to make?
The hardest was a bowl that can
Yes.
light up
bowl
that you can be standing in water and it safely can start to glow, so it can fade in and out.
bright enough,
the right color, and it doesn't strobe on camera.
That took a minute. That was an interesting day.
Yes. And so I had like 5 different options of ways to do it, and we didn't really get to do a test of it beforehand. And I ended up coming up with a 6th option on the fly that had Joel go, "Oh my gosh, thank you, Reese, thank you." When we finally got it.
Yeah. What's interesting, I actually didn't think about that. Some of that stuff doesn't, I just assumed that anything that's prop related just goes to props. I didn't realize that, some of that stuff is technically special effects. I've never had a special effects team ever. So definitely something that like totally went over my head in terms of, that's usually a whole nother department deals with that.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
But I also
it looks so good though.
It did.
I had months to,
it lights up, and then the cool thing, that the fun part is that like the way everything is made is practical, but we in post were able to enhance it so that it looks even more magical. And so it really saved your butts having all those items there done practically, at least for Colby's sake. So like the sign lighting up and the bowl lighting up, it was easier for Colby or Scott to go in and just like make it bigger, So that was neat. I never knew how it all happened. I just assumed it would all be like in post, but to see it being able to be done practically was really, really cool. So you killed it with that, Reese.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah. When the mermaid comes by and you see the sign you made with, this beautiful logo, and it lights up, and you're like, please work and read on camera. And when it does, it's like, I'm back there. Yeah.
Yeah. Magical. I think that sign is in, I remember the last time I saw it was with Camille. I think she's putting it into a special spot. So
nice.
Yeah.
I have some trophy. I'm going to reach over my piano next to me here.
Yeah.
I'm not in second, but I held on to this little guy.
Oh, no way.
Oh.
Yeah. Carving.
Yeah.
That was so cool. How did you do that? It was done so well, but like what?
I took a Dremel and basically drew out the design, and then took an etching bit for a Dremel and just carefully traced that and made sure I didn't do that with it. And and then just tried to match the color of. So what we did in the film is this was supposed to be on the desk at the gift shop there, and so we covered the edges of it. We couldn't, it was an actual desk there, so we couldn't etch into it. So we made a topper piece and then dressed around it to look like this old inscription on the desk. So yeah.
Yeah, it looks so good in the film too. They like totally. I was like, we have to get as many close-ups of all the art things as possible.
And the craziest part too, I don't know if it read on our cameras, but there's like cursive too. There's cursive writing in French, like right above that little art piece right on the bottom. That's nuts, Reese. That I stink at cursive, and there's a few times I had to use cursive in art department related jobs, and I was absolutely terrible at it, just awful. But your cursive, your writing, your calligraphy,
was that yours or was that Hannah?
Well, Hannah did the scroll, so so she did the artwork and the calligraphy with a calligraphy pen for the scroll, and so I made this on set, looking at her scroll and trying to get the same thing with not a calligraphy pen. I had a Dremel tool trying to match the lettering she did. And I was proud of that because I'm like you, Adam. My penmanship looks like it was done while riding a horse. Usually. I know. So I was proud of, that I was able to match it as well as it did.
Yeah, and it looks cool.
Red, beautiful.
We ended up even enhancing it in color so that's easier to read, because once you like film it, it definitely washes out just a little bit. So it's a little bit. So we in the color enhanced it so that you could read what was written on there even more. So
awesome.
No, it's beautiful. I'm the same way. My handwriting has deteriorated so much throughout the years. I can't imagine like having to recreate old scripts and writing and I guess it's something. Do you have a background did you draw a lot growing up, or did you take calligraphy lessons, or like how, or maybe Hannah did, like how did you guys develop those skill sets?
Hannah didn't take classes, but she has used it. She worked on 3 seasons of the show Salem, TV show Salem, which was she was doing it about the Salem witch things, but they did their own thing with it. But anyway, she did lots of spell books and things that they used in it. So she had the experience to just sit down and do it. And I just copied what she did.
Well, it's beautiful. I mean, like I remember the day you were taking the Dremel and you were just like, because I was running around the studio doing a whole bunch of shit, and I just saw you for like hours, just like bent over, just with the Dremel, just with precise accuracy. Like you had like Bobby Fischer like focus. you did not take your eyes off. And there was a couple of times I'm like, hey Reese, and you just completely disregarded me. And I was like, he's doing his own thing.
No. The hardest part was coming by a scrap of wood on that property that Brian would let me use.
Yeah. And you took a piece of wood, just reclaimed wood that was just random on the property. That's crazy. I mean, the process of doing that. Oh wait, what'd you say? Sorry, go ahead.
I was like, it worked, thank God. But I have like one chance to get it because they were like, here, we're not going to use this one. You can use that one. And I was like, oh, this? Okay.
It works. So I guess, I mean, I'm sure it's different from all the sets, but how much of the stuff for Erzulie did you create right on site, and how much did you actually have it prepped like way in advance?
So I was able to, for the bowl that lights up, Camille and I chose one look to use. So it was one from like Home Depot that had an Aztec look, so it looked old. So from Charlotte, I was able to order those, get it with a Dremel, get a diamond crusted bit so I could cut through ceramic and take out the bottom, put in a plexiglass false bottom so lighting can go under, but we still fill it with water. So I had a couple versions of those done. I mean, it was like a month and a half before I even showed up to Louisiana. I had the sign that lights up, it was done. Prototype of guts done, but made the bulk of them on site.
On site, yeah.
Yeah.
I just always feel like you guys are like mad scientists. You're always testing things, testing different textures and how it looks and reads on camera. It's never what you expect. Like there's a scene where there's somebody's guts are floating around. That wasn't anything close to what I like. Using that gauzy fabric to cheat that it's blood in the water was pretty genius. Are there like do people on YouTube make videos on like, hey, how to create blood in the water, but not with do you guys get most of your research to that, or is it really just through your own creativity?
It's a mixture of what we've done before, and I've never done this, but I'm sure someone has. And then YouTube was hugely helpful for the guts. I learned how to make my own scar wax, which is used for, like what Lisa does with makeup and stuff. So I learned how to do that and used it in a very crude way for making the guts. But yeah, and then a lot of it is just trial and error. It's like, I either have this or I can get it for cheap, and I think it's going to give this effect, and give it a shot and then see
what happens.
Yeah.
What's your background? Do you have, I'm always curious how people fell into art or did art, or like Kellie's was a graphics, like graphic design type background. How did you start falling into it and start making things and whatnot?
I have my college degree is in theater. So, and it was a BA, not a BFA. So we got the full immersive, like I was an actor, but you don't get to just act. We all do everything involved in making a production. Like if you're an actor, you're painting a set too, So yeah, so that's how I kind of got into creating the world of your story. Yeah, through art.
Yeah. And having been did you ever, when you started, think that you would be in any other department, or was it always, did you already always know that you wanted to? I mean, obviously you acted, but besides acting, was there other department that you would have seen yourself do? I mean, you're a director now and you shot your own film, so clearly there's other departments that you're interested in, but like, why did you stick with art?
Art, one thing, it's something Hannah and I get to do together because she's an amazing artist and we love working together. I know a lot of couples, like, they can't do that. They just butt heads. Our relationship gets better. We communicate better when we're working together. So just that process of doing it together is fun, and we get to, we kind of yin and yang our strengths.
What's your strength and what's Hannah's?
Well, Hannah can take, some pocket lint and make something beautiful out of it. She has a background in graphic design, portraiture. She is a Renaissance woman. I mean, she does pottery, stained glass, every visual art form. Like, she'll start one and then be like, all right, now I want to learn this. I'm one who is like, I've got this going. I want to get better and better at this.
At that,
yeah. So I'm more the one, I'm better at planning, budgeting, scheduling, prioritizing. She's very much design, and I don't know. hands-on creating things better. But I'm getting better at that too.
What do you? Okay, so now I mean they're two different things, but now that you've directed your film, and do you have a preference?
Basically the way I see it is for larger feature films, my focus is art, is doing props, is what I want to do. I want to get better and better and better at it. But Hannah and I want to keep making our own content. And for that, I want to do camera. I want to do lighting. I want to occasionally direct and produce. And so as a producer, I want to learn it all. I want to learn it all through osmosis, you know?
Is there a department you hate?
Jesus, Christine.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
As a producer,
Yes.
food, craft service, and catering. I love dealing with anything that goes in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
I hate trying to think of anything that does not. Like even as a props department, we're responsible for directors' chairs being on set and being where they're supposed to be. I hate dealing with it because it's not going in front of camera. Like, it's not art.
Yeah. That's production. What do you?
Yeah.
That's not my department. Yeah.
Right.
No, I get it. I get that. 100%.
Yeah. Would you want to direct a feature?
Yeah, when I feel like I could. When I feel qualified, and I will never feel qualified, but
Hey man, I mean, you already directed a short.
You directed a short.
You're on your way there.
And it's in the film prize.
Yeah.
I know, and I'm proud, but I also had a good team around me, and Zoe pulling the sled.
Yeah, well, I mean, like that must be crazy, like coming from, just your set sole responsibilities in the art department, prop master, and then you take on a role that now you're responsible for everything, every single department, every single, like the story, how the day goes, how far you want to go, it's just like the day revolves around you, so did that feel like a dramatic change for you? I'd assume it was, because you're kind of stepping yourself up to the plate.
Before that, I've DP'd about 6 or 7 short films and edited about 4 of those, co-produced 4.
Wow.
So watch it. I mean, honestly, watching Christine do it, like take the helm of director, producer, it gave me the confidence to be like, man, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. It's going to be hard, but just do it. Surround yourself with good, hardworking people and just do it and have fun.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I think it's more so, how do I put this? If you came up with the project, you're going to care about it no matter what, more so than anybody. And so there's no doubt about you putting the blood, sweat, and tears if you care about your project. But what will make or break that is really it's the people around you, that will make it successful. It's going to be successful because as successful as you're going to try to make it yourself. But the part that is the factor that could change is literally the people, I think. So is it obviously having more resources, more money can help and everything, but it really just boils down to how good your people are. Because I've been on sets where they definitely had more people than we had or something, but it's just either they didn't care as much, or the level and the kinds of people are on it, they just didn't. The amount of work the stuff that we got done on our set is kind of astronomical, and it's because we had very skilled people who really cared doing the jobs, and really it's all them. So
It is,
people like you, Reese and Adam.
but that comes
Hey.
from the top. That comes from the leadership of, well, your director. Like, you know, you don't hear the conversations that are going on when you're trying to figure things out. There are people that love you and respect you, and they're like, this is hard, but we're gonna do it for Christine, you know. And you know, and when you get that level of trust and dedication to the person at the top, like, they're going to show up. They're going to show up to bat every single time, and you know, and make it happen.
I appreciate that. So I look back and I always will wonder, hey, maybe I should have said a bit more, or I could have, you know, been more encouraging, or been, you know, on different days and stuff like that. It's just, it was nuts, man. Like everything was a blur. I don't
It
remember
still
half
is.
of it. It's a blur, that's for sure. So
Sort of still feels like a blur. in
it
a way.
is. I'm looking at a finished film being like, holy crap. We finished it. We're about to finish this film. It's so weird. But even though part of me is like, I gotta finish this film, I'm so sick of it. It's still, looking at the grand scheme of things, how fast everything came together is not very common, I don't think. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But I don't mean to interrupt, but Christine Ragusa, who was the on-set photographer on Erzulie, she just commented on the Facebook stream, hello, miss all you guys. And we miss you too, Christine.
Yay.
And she also said, Reece Roark is the bomb. Versatile and well-rounded, 100% respect.
Yes.
Likewise.
Agreed.
She's awesome. I love every time a new set of pictures would come out, you know, capturing the beauty and the nutsness of that set. I think she captured it all. And I don't know, every time I see a picture of me next to Adam and Kellie, it just makes me happy because we spent a lot of time together.
We did,
So
and I
much,
still
so
didn't
much
get any
time.
of the respect from either of them.
No, you didn't.
They made
So
fun of
much
me.
time.
They abused me. This is me calling them out. I'm kidding.
It's
No,
initiation.
it was a blast. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this set was an absolute blast, and I learned a shit ton from you on this set, Reese. It was incredible. You taught me a ton, and not a lot of people I've worked with, like, in terms of art department, other than of course Kellie and a couple of others I've worked with here locally. You were like the most, like Christine said, versatile, like, art department guy. You were like a Swiss Army knife for art department. It was crazy. You had, just before you think like he ran out of all sorts of surprises, he just got one more just ready in the bag, just ready to go. Even though to you it feels like you're just flying by the seat of your pants, I'm still in awe of everything. I'm just like, wow, dude, you really did it. And there's a couple times where I'm like, hey man, this is amazing, and he was like, I would just see you look at me and be like, uh-huh. Like, you just didn't want anything to do with it. You just like, I know, okay, let's move on.
Well, there's so many times it's like you try this pops up, and then you're like, here's a possible. One thing I love is problem solving and finding I love avoiding problems. I love finding solutions to problems.
I think that's a common male problem, avoiding problems. Not to be sexist.
Yeah. No, I don't mean avoiding, but I mean planning ahead, like foreseeing problems.
Yes.
And planning so that those don't become problems. I really love doing it, like scanning, seeing, all right, this could be an issue. This could be an issue. We put this in place so that if that pops up, we've got an option to deal with it. And then the unforeseen always comes up, and then trying to figure out how to deal with it. I don't know. It's kind of a rush for me. And then sometimes though you do something and you're like, is this gonna work? Is it gonna work? And then Adam's like, Reese, that was brilliant. I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna work.
All the time too. I'm just
I'm
like,
really glad that
wow.
y'all feel that way, because I feel like I constantly go through things and I'm like, in theory, I think it's gonna work. Will it work? I don't know. I hope it does. So it's cool that to all the amazing things that you created, that you all had that slight uncertainty to everything. Because it definitely doesn't feel that way on set, But and nobody that's the thing. Like, I think everybody goes on set being like, I know the shit I'm doing. I know everything. I'm so on top of all my shit. But it's fun to hear that within each of us, we're all like, we hope this works. Like, there's no manual for this. Like, in theory, hopefully, type thing. I mean, it's the same way when I go in AD. People are asking about rain plans and different plans and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know. If it rains, we'll see what happens. We'll try to shoot through it, I guess. And
is it raining right now, dummy? No.
Yeah,
then I guess we're carrying on.
Then guess we're fine, right? Yeah. But did you have a favorite prop, Reese? I know you had them like ones that were hard, but did you have
besides the bowl?
Yeah.
I still love that damn shotgun I got for this show.
That's
the what?
I mean, it's a very good. Wait, do you still have it?
Yes, I'm
the
working
shotgun?
on it. Yeah, the shotgun is. I went ahead and bought it because I got it so cheap and it's modified. It's non-firing. It is now going to be used in a feature I'm working on in the hands of Sean Astin. Yeah, so I'm stoked about that. But
badass.
Yeah. I mean, it just looks so good and sounds so good.
Yeah. It was what, $50 or something you said?
$50, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you you just looked up estate sales? Like, how did that even work?
I went to pawn shops. I went to a number of them, and one of them, I was like, do you have just an old broken rifle or shotgun in the back that I could buy for for whatever? And they were like, yeah. they were like, yeah, I've got this 12 gauge with a faulty trigger. I was like, what would you sell that for? And because everything else was going to be around $200.
Yeah.
The other option. And he was like, $50. And I was like, yeah, that sounds fine.
Yeah.
You're
I remember.
I can work with that. It's a little bit more than I wanted to pay for, but
let me make a phone call.
I remember when you left too. It was like right before you left, I was like, hey Reese, what are you up to? And you're like, we'll buy a shotgun. you just walked your happy ass to your truck and just drove off. It was amazing. And then Kellie, I think, or somebody asked, he was like, well, where did Reese go? And I'm like, buying a shotgun. And he seemed really stoked about it. I don't know if he's going to use it on me or there's a prop he found or something. I don't know.
It was such a relief because, props deals with the weapons on set and finding a safe option. I mean, it has to be safe for everyone. It has to look good.
Mm.
And the rental for those weapons
is astronomical.
It's more than we could afford on that show. So that was something, when that fell into place, it was a big relief. Just for budget, and we had a great looking weapon. Even though it's not the biggest story point, but it was something I knew was a hard thing to come by.
It makes a huge difference. Like when they pull those things out, it's like, it's fun. It's like we're in the backwoods, and these guys mean business. Yeah, I don't know. They're fun. It was Eric carried that one, right? Or was it?
Yeah.
Right? Or was it Isaiah?
Or maybe Isaiah. Yeah.
Okay, carry that. Yeah, they're all so fun. Guns are super fun.
I will say that goose call may be my second
favorite. Oh my God. The duck calls make me laugh all the time. Yeah. That was when that thing got blown, I was like, Holy shit, that is the funniest thing.
And that was Kellie. Kellie brought that, and I was like, I'm not looking for a duck call because that thing, that honking sound is golden.
I know. That was awesome. It's like no matter what's happening, that happens, and you're like just can't stop laughing. You can't take anything seriously. Stupid thing. Yeah, I don't. Kelly, where did you end up buying that from? I can't remember. I think it was like a
Her in-laws, I think.
I think in Houston. I think she mentioned someplace in Houston. Yeah. So that sounds fun. Yeah.
Kelly's on the Instagram stream, I think, still. So she can chime in whenever, Kelly.
Whenever you feel like it, Kelly. Like now. But I don't know, it was neat to see all the things that came, and the hero props are amazing. Like watching Kelly make that Pont Laveau sign was awesome, and then watching you guys paint and make those special hero props was really cool.
I will say I was really proud of the barrels because Adam found these solid blue plastic drums, and we wanted them to look like old rusty barrels, and I just went to town with some paint that Kelly picked up, and I thought it looked pretty good. They look pretty disgusting and old and not like plastic.
No, they look really good.
And that was something done on set. You know, you were asking that earlier.
They look really good. Yeah, the metal. We got lots of a nice close up where he's shining the light at night, and you see the Lavaris on there. It's really, really cool. Yeah, no, the people have been commenting on how awesome the art looks. Like, yeah, everything else sucks, but art was really good. Like, thanks.
It's only an art major story that we're working with, so yeah, the art better be amazing.
No, the art was hands-on, so spot on. I mean, it made the film, so it really, really did. I knew it was. I mean, when you guys had to redress those cabins and stuff, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a lot for you guys. So
yeah, but I mean, Reese and Kelly, they just they knew what they were doing, even though it didn't seem like it to them. They knew what they were doing. I feel like it's an elaborate ruse. Reese always says is like, I'm just gonna see what happens, and I'm just like, yeah, but we all know you're a magician. We all know that you have tricks up your sleeve, and he only wears t-shirts, ladies and gentlemen, and it's pretty impressive.
The use of the glow sticks to me was
we had the most fun time in art department with those glow sticks. That's what I remember. The mayor of glow sticks, ladies and gentlemen, Reece Roark.
That was so smart to use that. That saved our ass on a lot of stuff. Like the blue glowing on everything. Like it was neat because we could enhance it or like take them away pretty easily. Like it's neat that the glow sticks basically made an appearance in every major plot point of the film. Yeah. So it's just simple. It's glow sticks. Yeah.
I know. And cheap.
Yeah. It's pretty nuts. I see this. I think that's the thing. Like I wouldn't have been able to think outside the box in terms of that's why I'm not in props or art. It just, I don't know, that some of the solutions that you guys have are so genius and simple, so I know that you are prepping for another feature as well. Reese, how's that going?
Good. We actually just finished the first week of shooting. We're doing Tuesday through Saturday on this show, so I got done at 4 a.m. this morning, and I got a little sleep. But first week for props went great. We had rain issues that changed schedule completely, and there were some days that were nuts, and we were flying by the seat of our pants. But we pulled it off. Everything was good, and it's fun to be on set again.
Yeah, Are you're in props again, or are you like the entire art department, or?
I am prop master, and this is a union show. It's my first union gig, so I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
The union approved for me to be prop master, and Hannah is my assistant. And we have Camille is on as an art department swing. So
Nice.
so we got a nice little Erzulie reunion there. Oh, and Eli is our gaffer. So yeah,
Love Eli.
yeah,
Oh my god.
great.
That's awesome. Is this
Yeah.
the M. Night Shyamalan one?
No, we got contacted about that one, but we had already agreed to do one. It's called The Man in the White Van. It's a 70s
It's a period piece.
thriller. Yeah, so we're getting to do
Oh my
fun
gosh.
1970s stuff.
Fuck yeah. The best
Yeah, we're
decade. Oh
Yeah, just going to estate sales and
yes.
antique stores, getting all this wonderful 1970s. You know, that's something with props. When you deal with a different decade, you've got to do your research and find the things that are right for it. So it's not as easy as like Erzulie. Yeah, we need a cooler. You need a cooler from
The 1970s.
It doesn't look like it's 50 years old.
Right. Yeah.
Has to be period appropriate.
Yeah. Are there a lot of rental houses in like New Orleans that you guys are pulling some of the stuff from, or how are you guys sourcing a lot of it?
Most of it we're shopping ourselves, going to lots of antique stores, flea markets. We haven't rented much at all. We found most eBay is a great source. Etsy and eBay, you can find specific things. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Very, very cool. Yeah. I have a period piece in mind, but it won't be until much, much later because it obviously has to be done with money. 1940s, late 1930s, 1940s, Cold War time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hannah was assistant prop master on I Saw the Light, which is a Hank Williams biopic. So
Are you serious?
Yeah,
What
with
the
Tom
fuck?
Hiddleston. Yeah,
You guys are doing insane fucking rad gigs. What is happening? Well, you guys are professionals or something. You guys are the real deals. Wow.
Yeah, so we have some things left over from that show that are in our house. Like old wooden folding, they're like lawn chairs, but they're wood that are period. We've got like a telephone table, a place where you sit and the telephone would be next to it. It's a bench. I mean, this thing is from the 1940s. It's in our house.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think that's the cool thing about just little town like Shreveport has a lot of things that are still stuck in that era. There's that's what's beautiful. Like you can't really find stuff like that in like Austin and
no.
Bigger cities and stuff. But that's what I liked about Shreveport is driving around was like, wow, so a lot of these really beautiful buildings and houses are stuck in that time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll see if I win or don't throw any of your 1940s stuff away.
Oh no.
It's gonna happen at some point.
You're gonna have so many props soon, Reese. Like you can probably develop a rental house just for yourself. You can have a little side business as well, my man.
I know, yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do with everything after this show. Like
it's gonna be in boxes, and you're just gonna stare at it in the garage and just be like, oh my gosh, one day.
Yes. I mean,
how much of this stuff do you guys get to keep? Like, did they usually productions? You don't want to take any of it unless it's like a super a hero prop, right?
Yeah, in general, if it's over like $100, they want to keep it.
Yeah.
Or the option to they want to see it, know what happened to it. A lot of times they'll have a set deck sale after a show, and so they want everything and put it out, and it's like a big garage sale.
Yeah.
Which is where we a lot of times will buy
things.
at half price
Yeah.
all of these things, and then we'll just hang on to them as part of our kit now.
Mm-hmm. What are you missing from your kit that you're looking for?
Oh, I mean, you
What
never know
isn't
what the
there?
next show is going to be, so it's hard to say. Like, we find all these things. This is so cool. We're going to use this in a film one day, and it's going to be the bomb. And then a few years later, like, man, we've never had the chance to use that, and it's been taking up space.
So let's get rid of it. And then the next set is that.
Do you have that? Yeah, it's just like, oh, I just got rid of it a day ago. Cool.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, are we hitting about an hour?
Yeah.
Wow. Time flies, ladies and gentlemen. Was there anything you wanted to mention before we say goodbye, Christine?
No, is there anything, Reese, that I'm always interested in reflections and takeaways and stuff. And Erzulie was such an emotional undertaking for me. I feel like my head was under a rock most of the time. So I am interested in your takeaway, final stuff, and things that you loved, and things that you want the next one to be like instead. No pressure.
I in hindsight, I have nothing no negative associations with it. It's all positive. The biggest thing is the people that I got to meet and work with. Shoot, even including Adam.
Hey!
Hey!
We come full circle, ladies and gentlemen. I finally got the respect that I deserve. I'm kidding.
Adam got respect.
I got respect.
No,
man. I
love
loved it.
People. I love the experience, and it even inspired me to reach out and cast Zoe in my first film that I directed, and it's going to be Sean in my hometown, and that's huge, And and we have Lisa. Lisa is in the film, who is our makeup artist in Erzulie. So all these people. I love making films. I love making films with friends, and so that's what I felt like Erzulie was, and I want to do that again.
Yeah.
And again and again.
And again and again. Same. I love making films with friends as well. It's different. It's there's nothing compared to being hopelessly in love with what you do and work and doing it with people you're also very in love with as well.
Yes.
Yeah. I completely agree with that statement.
I completely agreed as well. Like I said, it was an absolute pleasure working with you, Reese, and learning all sorts of stuff, including with Hannah as well. I learned a ton from Hannah. I learned about like wrist bindings and stuff, like from Hannah when she was figuring out the rope and all that. I'm just like, how did you what did you do? And then she just like showed me. It was incredible, and I used it on another shoot and stuff. It was an absolute honor. You guys are a real treasure. And Reese, please come back to the podcast if you may.
Yes.
Please come back. We're gonna need you again, because there's still so much to talk about, especially in terms of art department. We only scratched the surface, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's it from me. Yeah. What about you, Christine?
Sounds good. Take it in for a landing, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Get Reelisms podcast. Go on ErzulieFilm.com for all of the previous episodes of season 3 of this podcast. This little podcast we like to call our own, the Get Reelisms podcast. And speaking of which, GetReelisms.com. Pick up your book. I don't have my book right here. Where did my book go? That's in the other room, maybe.
Wait. Oh, where did mine go? Oh, look. I have 3 with me. I brought all the way to Virginia. Yeah, dude. The people on the set, they actually had bought a book before they knew that they were. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
They had 2. They're like, we bought 2 books like before we hired you for the AD. Yeah, I was like, that's awesome.
Christine slinging Get Reelisms books in Louisiana, in Virginia. Virginia.
Richmond.
So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully we'll be back next week, maybe Monday or Tuesday, something like that, right, Christine?
Yes. Yes.
And it'll probably be the
Wow.
two of us, unless, we're going to get a little surprise from Nikki or Carly next week. Who
Oh,
knows?
yeah. Oh, I can probably pull Nikki in.
Come on. They
I'll
gotta
figure that
make
out.
they gotta make an appearance. They gotta show their faces. You know what I'm saying?
saying?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Instagram, Facebook, we love you. That's it. I don't have anything more. Reese doesn't have anything more. Christine doesn't have any more. We're done. Okay. Goodbye, Instagram.